It is with deep sadness that I have to inform you we've sold Shane Long. Hello everybody, I hope you're all doing well and welcome back to episode 4 of Fixed Formation with Southampton. So like I said in the intro, we sold a legend of the game, Shane Long. The man, the myth, the legend, 32-year-old Irish striker Shane Long, now playing for Al Duhail in in Qatar. Sold him for 3 million. Sadly enough, he was never going to play for us. Strangely, his season for us isn't even on his history. But anyway, he is enjoying life in Qatar, scoring 3 goals and 4 assists in the 7 games he's played so far. We wish him all the best. It's a shame. I do really like Shane Long, even if it's just for his character and the fact he has pace and just fantastic teamwork and work rate. He didn't really fit the team anymore. Was also on quite high wages and getting a little bit of money is just very useful for us for a striker we were never going to use anyway. Hopefully we'll get some more from the board so we can improve the team in January as that is fast approaching. As for the games we have played since the last time, I think we finished it off on the West Ham game, which we won 1-0. We then played Norwich away, which we drew 0-0. Went at home to Brighton, which was a 1-0 loss, so quite disappointing 2 games. Then we had a really solid game against way even at Old Trafford, Manchester United, 1-1 result there. We played quite well. United definitely were the better team. We got in front with another Ryan Bertrand goal, but then Wan-Bissaka scored a, let's say, not intentional goal. So yes, here we have it. On the right flank, we have Mata eventually playing into Wan-Bissaka, who is being well, he was being man-marked, so he just decided to whip in a cross and never saw it coming. So a big shame to not get the 3 points because of that goal, but still it was away at United, so a good job. Same story at away at Chelsea, 0-0 there, but another point against one of the better teams in the league, and then we eventually got another win. Got a win again at home to Newcastle United, 2-0. Jan Valeri and Ryan Bertrand, again those two fullbacks scoring. And the last game away at Watford with another Danny Ings goal. He has been pretty good so far. I'm still looking for the correct position for my striker. I think so far he is a deep lying forward indeed. But so far Danny Ings will stay in the team. The only thing I really changed about the tactic is going into attacking. I found that we were really good defensively and actually started to play really well in games, but just were missing a bit of a presence in the attacking areas. And going attacking certainly made us more dangerous, whilst not really costing us defensively so far. Definitely hope that stays the case for the games today and so on. At home to Norwich for the Carabao Cup and at home to Arsenal for the Premier League. As I will be fielding a fully strength team for the Carabao Cup, I'm really going for this. I want to win some silverware, get the reputation up, get into Europe. Sadly, we'll have 2 forced substitutions. The first one, Evan Ndika, injured for another 5 to 10 days. So Jack Stevens coming in to replace him. Same goes for Pierre-Emile Hojbjerg, injured for another 10 days to 3 weeks, so a bit longer. And Peter Herkens is going to fulfill that defensive deep line playmaker role. So this is definitely the game of one of the games I want to win today. The Arsenal one will be a bit more difficult, but you never know. We've been really good against the better sides in the Premier League so far, so it might just cause an upset. As just about 15 minutes into the game, we have our first chance, and it's done so. Just heading it over. Again, danger from a set piece, which has really been one of our best positions for chance creation, and that in the fullbacks as it's now onto the Norwich with Aaron's front flank, whips it in, it's cleared but not really far enough, hits the bar, and we can just about clear it. Yes, we can. Corner to Norwich City, however. So we got away there. Let's hope the corner turns into nothing. As it is Duda taking it, whips it in, cleared by, I think it was Bednarak. Eventually falls to Ings. Maybe we can have it on the counter, and Football Injury says nope, as we are definitely down on possession, but having the better of the game in chances. Ward-Prowse whips on and headed in by Jan Bednarak, and it's 1-0 to Southampton, 30 minutes in. We've taken the lead in the Carabao Cup once again, and we are definitely looking to further progress through the stages, as there are still some really great teams left to be played. But you never know in the cup. That's one of the things that's fun about the cups. You just have to be the best team on the night. You don't have to be the best team in general. That's just really fun. As you have another chance with Ward Prowse from a free kick, whips it in once again. I think that's well, it found Danso and eventually Bednarak again. I think it's its second of the game. It is. And he is having a phenomenal season so far. Third goal of the season. Southampton go 2-0 up, and I think we can just turn back the mentality to balance, try and save some stamina for the Arsenal game. As Norwich there look very, very tired, and they are 2-0 ahead. So yeah, as preparation for the second half, we're just gonna put it down to balanced and probably take out Valeri, give Walker Peters a half to play. Romeo again only on a 6.5, not really doing anything. I hope I can either loan a really good player, although I think we can't really loan anyone in the Prem. I might be able to change that, I don't know, as Walker Peter picks up a knock. Or hopefully we can maybe sign someone on a free for next season. But preferably I would like to have a true Carrilero for the remainder of this season. As we are actually playing quite well, both in the cups and the leagues. It's going better than expected, and I'm really enjoying this. It's been a long time since I really felt like the urge to play Football Manager just because I wanted to get involved with the team, to improve the tactic, to see where what our next results will be, and not just because we'll win another piece of silverware. We are very much a mid-table team, and I'm quite happy about it. As we're just gonna make some substitutions, so all 3 subs have been made. Second half has been rather quiet, passing into the last 10 minutes right now, and I don't really mind. We've won the game. Let's save most of our stamina for the Arsenal game, as Norwich will get a corner, but it's picked up by Gunn, and maybe we can break on the counter just to give the fans something more to cheer about. A 3-0 victory is always quite fun. Maybe if a striker can get on the score sheet, as Jan Bednarak has the same amount of goals as Danny Ings. So once again, we find Bertrand on the flank into Romeo, switches up the flanks to the injured Walker Peters, who finds Ings, hits it, it's blocked back into Walker Peters, finds Ings again and just doesn't get it past Tim Krul. Probably should have done better right there, but at the end it won't make a difference. We've managed to pull back possession a little bit into our, not into our favor, but at least to 45%. As I think this is just the highlight because the game is nearly done. I don't really see anyone having another chance. Maybe we can, as the ball is intercepted, and we actually find Hernandez on the flank with loads of space, gets into the box, finds Duda, hits it straight at Gunn, and that will be that. I think it was the last big chance for Norwich. But we also keep a clean sheet again. I think even in the league we're one of the best teams defensively. It's to be expected when you have like 3 centre backs and a defensive midfielder who is still a bit more creative. But yeah, it's actually going quite well so far. I feel if we can sort of the Carrilero position and get a true out and out shadow striker, this team is capable of something special. But again, it's another very good win. We are through to the semi-finals of the Carabao Cup, as are Manchester United against Swansea. So they are definitely one of the better teams still in the cup remaining. I wouldn't mind going up against them in the semi-finals, but still, an easy team to get into the final would be quite nice. As Alka Peters is out for 2 days, which isn't too bad, and Bednarak definitely deserves a pat on the head. Good lad. As we've made it to the Carabao Cup semi-final draw, the teams still remaining are well. You can see for yourself, we are definitely the favorites to go out. I don't really have a preference. I'm guessing, let's have a look at the league table. So United are in 5th, Chelsea actually only in 9th, and City are leading the league. Together with Arsenal and Liverpool, and only then it's Wolves. Where are Villa? Was it Villa who were like 2nd at a certain point in the league? But yeah, I mean, if you have to pick any of those 3 teams, your pick goes to Chelsea. as they are not playing that well in the league. But maybe that's motivating them to do better in the cup. So let's just say we definitely want to avoid City. As we do avoid City, but we get United in the play. So it's a Manchester match anyway. Is this at Old Trafford? So I'm gonna look to include this into the next video or whenever it's gonna be played 7th of January. So probably the next video. See if we can progress further in the cup. Alright then, as we've made it to the game of the day in the Premier League at home, Southampton against Arsenal in second. Some rotation was needed. Jack Stevens being put into the centre position of the centre backs to replace Dika, who wasn't fully fit. Herkens also coming back in for the injured Højbjerg. Armstrong taking over for Romeo because he wasn't fully fit and also was playing like shit once again. And Kurzawa on the left bank for fitness reasons. Arsenal, it looks like pretty much the team we know they have. No one new. Aubameyang, Lacazette, Zil, Pepe, Maitland-Nice, Ceballos, Tierney, David Luiz, Papastopoulos, Bellerin, and Leno in goal. So yeah, definitely a very strong team, playing very well this season. But we've been alright against the top teams so far, and maybe we can just pick up another win or a point. As the first highlight is here with Ward-Prowse heads it in and Leno just about keeps it off the line. So a big chance for Southampton. We'll get a corner out of this. Maybe Ward-Prowse can whip one in. And well, no one will get ahead to it. That's about what you get when you don't pick your own corner tactics. You get one of those useless Didn't these used to be like goal line technology? Generally showing if the ball went over or not. When did were those ever in the game? Because these camera points are just useless. As we're nearing halftime, not really an entertaining match for anyone. Pretty even in terms of statistics, no team really giving it their all as it seems. So dare just say I was pleased. I'm far from pleased, okay. We can definitely play better, but so can Arsenal, but this is ours to take, as Stuart Armstrong is continuing the Romeo form. So yeah, let's hope of a better second half. We aren't fully fit, neither is Arsenal. And it's another highlight for us, Bednarak with the throw in, 52nd minute. Can we get something going down the flanks or maybe through the center, which would be quite a surprise for us, as we find Redmond with blistering pace. Out wide to Valeri, will he shoot, will he cross? He shoots it very poorly. They would cross a bit more from that position. He'd score so many more goals in Football Manager. As now it appears to be Arsenal's turn, with a throw in, fine Tierney into David Luiz. This is of course where Arsenal are very dangerous, giving them the ball, letting them play their own game. Valeri with a great interception eventually finds Ings. Redmond with the overlap. Now has one man to beat, does it on pure pace, being drifted out wide and hits it and just about sends it over. But a really, really good piece of play there. I mean, what do you do with this? He's nervous, he's fully fit, but playing so poorly. And there's not really anyone we can play Romeo again. I guess we can give him a little bit of faith. As we'll also bring on Walker Peters. He did take a bit of a knock, but you never know if he can just do something crazy. As they bring Matteo Guendouzi, it seems like we will also keep Arsenal to a 0-0, taking a point from the Gunners visiting us. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe there was more in it, but again, it's another good performance against a team you'd expect to fight for those Champions League places. And again, I think it's just that we're just defensively really solid, and even in chances we are quite even. If we can have like that killer striker or that insanely good shadow striker who makes the runs nobody notices, we can definitely do something crazy, because it's mainly the goal scoring that's lacking for us. 17 goals out of 18 Premier League games. We are 5 matches in a row unbeaten. The 1-1. I mean, those were 5 difficult games. 1-1 away from home against United. Also a 0-0 away at Chelsea. Beating Newcastle 2-0. 2-0. Beating Watford 1-0. And now the home game against Arsenal. There's definitely something in this team, and with this tactic, we just have to be able to score a couple of more goals, as we are just about trying to get into those Europa League places, actually quite far ahead from the relegation places, where a lot of where the media predicted we would finish. As we are looking into the next games on video, let's see. I'm guessing it'll be the Manchester United game, the first leg, and then probably play some more off camera and get to the second leg, and then end the episode with any transfers we possibly made. I think that's the most fair thing to do. A couple of difficult games also spread out through there. Another Spurs game twice against Liverpool, and then exiting January with a game against Manchester City and Arsenal in the same month. So definitely still a lot to play for. Hopefully we can cause an upset in the FA Cup. We are away from home first, which I do prefer. But yeah, against United it'll be a difficult match nonetheless. So that will be that for this episode of Fixed Formation. Thank you all very much for watching, and I hope to see you on the next one.